Good, great, miraculous, wonderful morning to you. It's May 2nd. Why did I think it was the 1st? I want to say, as we go into this month and we already see great change happening or great influxes of change, let me state this very clearly. Fear has never been our friend. And when you are quiet because you are afraid, it will be used to your detriment, your silence. There was a lot of hoopla about the woman beating her son in public, and people couldn't understand the reason why I was disappointed in that behavior. Number one, because it sends a message that black men need to be beat and hit to know their place, that they don't know how to make. And I think conceptually, this has been ingrained in the system that, even as women, we think we know what's best for our men. And sometimes we do, but sometimes we just don't. And sometimes we need to be quiet. And it's not about submission, it's about wisdom, which there's nothing wrong with submission. It's just about wisdom. We don't know everything. And just because you would have handled it that way too, don't mean you would have handled it the right way. And maybe you should listen to some of the other perspectives so you can get a fuller view of why people may say it's not the best thing. First of all, let's just get this out the way. Us knocking each other around and beating stuff out of each other and beating stuff out of our children, we learned that. Everything was beaten out of us. Our tongue, our culture, our spirituality. So when we beat each other, we're gonna knock some sense into each other, that's not our voice. That is a conditioned voice of this system. I was thinking the other day, for as much as the news would like to paint a picture of how horrible the world is and how criminal-minded we are, have you ever noticed that they have self-checkout in stores now? And so I was sitting in the line the other day and I was buying some mangoes and I was thinking, why are you saying that you're only getting... I was thinking this. Why are you saying that you're getting 8? Because I was getting 8. Well, you could just say you're getting 6. I just had this moment. And then I was like, you know what? That's how much they trust us to be good citizens. They can still, prime mortgage lending. They can steal income taxes up the wazoo. Minimal benefits when you lose your job, your unemployment that you work, that you pay into. They can control that. When it's time for things to get cut, the first thing they cut is benefits for people who are struggling. The struggle that they've created by outsourcing our jobs into prisons where they can pay people a few cents on the dollar to work, whereas they would have to pay people at least minimum wage to do the same job. So these are, that kind of robbery is okay. And then you want to talk to me about looting? I don't really want to hear it. I'm not saying that looting is a positive choice, but I will tell you this. When stuff goes up in flames and people get in those streets and start acting a fool, someone listens somewhere. It's just long enough to cool down the flames. And so be resilient and don't let fear control you. Say what you need to say in this time. Let your anger have a positive outlet. Now, there are some people who will say anger is lower vibrational. I don't believe that. I believe that anger is an emotion. And if it's lower vibrational, it's not because it came upon you, but what you do with it. There's not a thought that's lower vibrational. The thought becomes lower vibrational when it's put into an action that doesn't serve the whole. And the truth is, if we believe on a cosmic thing that everything is happening all the time because it needs to happen, because this is what needs to happen in order for things to happen, then everything that's happening needs to happen. Quit calling people animals and quit calling people savages. And stop beating up your children. Love your children. Stop hitting them and beating them in public and cussing them out. I didn't even see that in the store. This isn't the first time I've seen it. Oh, you better sit your ass down. That's not cute. Don't humiliate them. The world already wants to take their power. Don't disarm them in that way. If you're a fan of whooping butt, whoop their butt at home, not on the national news. That was a very teachable moment where she could have stood with her. And then don't expect your children not to respond to pressure, pain, and fear with violence if that's how you respond. If every time you're upset you're smacking something or hitting them, when somebody does something they don't like, that's going to be their response. You have taught them that. Fear has never stopped the murder of our people. Us being quiet and holding our tongue never stopped those ropes from coming and people being dragged out of their homes. Most of the men that have been murdered by the police were shot in their back. Some were in handcuffs. Some hadn't even broken the law. So I say that to say, don't let fear rule you anymore. Part of this shift is standing in your power. And that looks in different ways. And when we do it together, we're unbeatable and we're unstoppable. I hope you go to your ancestors, pray, and seek guidance, because now is a great time to do that. I love you ever so much. Fear has never stopped the lynching of our people. Us being good, being quiet, never stopped those lashes from coming. Know that. Anyway, I love you so much. Ride the wave of change. Use it to be a positive event in your life. Be patient, be gentle, be kind. Peace.